Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Now, what do you have on your major to-do list? Maybe some home renovations or planning your next vacation? Well, there is another type of planning that should be on that list, and we have some experts here with us today to help.
We are talking about estate and legacy wealth planning. Attorneys Kevin Kinghorn and Allison Manning are here to tell us why this is so important. Thank you guys so much for coming back.
Thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely. Now, Kevin, you are a certified specialist in estate planning, but what does that really mean?
It means that I've gone through a peer review process with other attorneys, taken an exam, shown that I've got some experience and background in the area of estate planning and trusts and wills. In fact, in Tucson, there are only about a dozen certified specialists of all the attorneys that are in Tucson in the area of trusts and estates.
Okay, so then what else makes your estate planning unique from the others?
Well, our approach is a little different than the typical approach. We don't view this as a transaction where we just say, here, we want you to provide some legal services and you're on your way. For us, we really try to build a relationship with our clients. To help establish that relationship so that our clients and their loved ones know when something happens to them that they're going to be taken care of. So we would love to be able to to help people avoid getting sick or dying. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, and I don't think anybody else has. But what we want to do is make sure that when those things happen, and we know they will, but when those things happen, then there's a resource for loved ones and family members to come to.
Well, when we say estate planning, I feel like that seems very broad, and I'm not really exactly sure what that includes. So break that down a little bit for us. What does that include when we say estate planning?
Well, we take a look at what somebody has, their valued assets, their financial needs. We also look at their non-valued assets, so possibly your memorabilia, that family ring or heirloom that you have. We want to make sure that those assets get to the people that you want them to get to after you've passed away. In addition, we want to plan for times when you are unable to handle your own affairs. So at a time, if there was an incapacity or you're unable mentally to handle your affairs, or physically a disability and unable to manage your assets, we want to plan for those events so that someone you choose can step in and take care of things and pay your bills and make sure you get the medical care you need. So it encumbers a lot of different aspects, not just looking at where finances go.
So Allison, is that one of the biggest, issues that kind of is part of the whole planning is having that beneficiary, or is there another thing that's even a bigger concern?
Most of our clients are concerned about where they're taking care of their loved ones and providing for their loved ones, also providing for themselves during a time if they're unable to. So we do look at the beneficiaries, ultimately where the assets are going and how they are going to be received by that beneficiary. Are they able to take that as an outright, or if there's a special needs child involved or some other concerns or restrictions that we need to look at, we will make sure that we take that into account when we're drafting a trust or a will, so that the estate plan looks at the beneficiaries, but also at the person who's drafting the document for themselves during their lifetime.
Would you say maybe that's the number one thing that people are concerned with, or what are some other concerns that you guys have heard arise?
That's one of the biggest concerns that our clients have and share with us, is they want to make sure their family and loved ones are taken care of. They haven't left a mess. But estate planning is really something everybody needs to do. So it doesn't matter what stage in your life. So the 18-year-old or the 20-year-old college student will do a little different planning, obviously, than somebody that's retired, has a family, grandchildren. Even young couples, a lot of young couples with families don't think about what they need to do or what might happen. We hope nothing happens to them for a long time. But if the young couple gets injured in an accident or gets sick and now can't take care of their children, who's going to take care of the children? We can't just have the young kids handling the finances, making medical decisions. So who's going to be involved with those kinds of things?
So lots of concerns that you kind of have to assess when going into this planning. But as your group kind of tackles these, what are the ways that you do kind of solve these issues, or at least try to?
One thing we do, we get to know our clients. We find out what their concerns are, and so that we can understand what their needs are, find out what's going on in their lives. And so when we meet with them, we do get personal and find out that information that we need to know. We'll draft healthcare documents and wills and trusts, but we want to build a relationship that goes on. We don't just draft the documents, give them to them, and never hear from them again. We stay in contact with our clients, and we continue to bring them in, and we think that's important for people to have a relationship with their estate planning attorneys, so as life changes, their plans can change and develop with them.
And I know at the very beginning we kind of talked about, you have a to-do list of things you need to do. I do need to fix the, this in the house or do this, or we have things that we want to plan. But this is something maybe people don't put on their to-do list because it's something you don't think about. Like you were saying, even if you're 18 or 20 or whenever, should be something that's on your to-do list. But with that, do you suggest maybe if we do an estate plan that there's maybe another time in life when we should revisit this? Or do you guys handle, like you said, if you're 18 and now I'm married and I have kids, how do you suggest people come back in or when they should come back in?
Estate plans always need to be reviewed because life changes, circumstances, desires, laws. We suggest to all of our clients that, well, anybody with an estate plan, have that plan reviewed at least every 3 years.
3 years, okay.
We encourage our clients to come in and talk with us, sit down with us, and to go over and discuss. Even if we don't have to change that, at least we've reviewed it and made sure that it's in order and working the way that we or the clients want it to work.
Great. Well, I feel like we could talk about this for a while. So I'm glad that you came on to kind of clear up some issues today, but there's actually some free seminars that I'm going to give our viewers the information so that they can go out and ask questions and learn even more about estate planning. So thank you both so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us today.
Thank you.
And again, you can attend free seminars to learn about the benefits of estate planning. The times and locations are listed right there on your screen now, so just take a look. For more information, you can call 529-4000 or log on to www.kharizona.com.